Today, we will learn about the issue that's shaking the very foundations of the bold and the beautiful, a complex story of sacrifice, hidden motives, and love built on borrowed time. This isn't just a romance gone wrong. It's a revelation of the emotional toll one woman bears to protect her child and the disturbing price she's asked to pay in return. At the heart of it all is Hope Logan, a woman torn between duty and desire. She's seen her life unravel in the wake of Liam's health crisis. Once the steady anchor in a volatile love triangle, Liam is now staring death in the face. Hope, watching the father of her child deteriorate, is overwhelmed with fear, not just for his life, but for the future of their daughter, Beth. In desperation, she seeks stability, not just emotionally, but legally, practically, and parentally. And in her search, she turns to Carter Walton. Carter is everything Liam is not: grounded, dependable, emotionally available. He's not tangled in years of betrayals or divided between women. He's consistent. Hope sees in Carter a lifeline, not to rescue herself, but to ensure Beth will always have a father figure if Liam doesn't survive. That's the foundation of her decision to accept his proposal. Not a sweeping passion. Not an uncontrollable love story, but calculated security. For Beth, Hope says yes to Carter. She smiles in public, showing off the ring, pretending joy. But in private, she wrestles with the truth. She doesn't love Carter the way a woman should love the man she intends to marry. Her heart still carries the weight of Liam. Despite everything, despite the fractures, a part of her never stopped loving him. What she's giving Carter isn't the fullness of herself. It's a transaction wrapped in the language of romance. It's a sacrifice made in silence. She keeps this truth buried. The engagement moves forward. Brooke Logan, Hope's mother, is initially overjoyed seeing her daughter finally with someone worthy, someone mature. But as she watches more closely, Brooke begins to sense something's wrong. Hope isn't glowing with the radiance of love. She's wearing the smile of someone who's made a quiet compromise. Brooke probes. She pushes. And finally, she learns the truth. Her daughter has agreed to marry a man she doesn't fully love, for the sake of giving Beth a father if Liam dies. Brooke is shaken to her core. As a mother, she's heartbroken. She raised Hope to believe in love, in passion, in never settling for less. But now, Hope is walking down a path that looks more like surrender than salvation. Brooke confronts her daughter, pleading with her to reconsider, to think about her own happiness, not just Beth's needs. But Hope is resolute. She tells her mother that she can't afford to be selfish. She's doing what she believes is right. For Beth. Meanwhile, Ridge Forrester, never far from any family storm, begins to piece together his own suspicions. He observes how quickly the engagement came together, how Hope and Carter seem almost rehearsed in their public affection. He sees the unease in Hope's eyes and the calculated silence of Steffi, who seems oddly detached from the whole affair. Ridge starts to suspect there's more going on beneath the surface. He wonders if this sudden engagement is being used to distract from deeper issues. Is Steffi hiding something about Liam's condition? Is this wedding a smokescreen designed to pull attention away from something more fragile, more dangerous? Ridge doesn't confront Hope directly, but he begins to press Steffi, who deflects his questions with carefully chosen words. Ridge is unsettled but lacks proof. Then comes the night before the wedding. Hope can't keep pretending. The guilt weighs too heavily. The reality of what she's doing, entering a marriage built on fear, not love, becomes unbearable. She decides to tell Carter the truth, fully, clearly. She goes to him late in the evening, lays her cards on the table, and confesses she said yes not because she's in love, but because she's terrified of losing Liam, and wants Beth to have a stable future. What she expects is devastation, anger, rejection. She's ready for him to call the wedding off. But what she hears instead is something that shatters her even more. Carter already knew. He knew Hope wasn't in love. He sensed it from the beginning. Her hesitations, her rehearsed smiles, the quiet pauses between words. Carter is a man who listens, who observes. And he accepted the engagement anyway. Because, as he tells Hope, even borrowed love is better than no love at all. But then he makes his condition clear. If this marriage is going to happen, if they're going to build a life together under the banner of family and sacrifice, he wants more than just Beth. He wants a child of his own. He tells Hope that he's willing to live with the fact that she doesn't love him, as long as she agrees to have a baby with him, one that's theirs. One not tied to Liam or the past. Hope is stunned. She came expecting to be set free, and instead, she's handed a new bargain. One that twists the knife even deeper. This revelation shifts the dynamic completely. What began as a selfless act now becomes something more dangerous, a negotiation for a future that neither of them truly wants in full. Hope realizes that in trying to protect her daughter's future, she may be binding herself to a new kind of emotional prison. The next morning, the wedding looms, but everything is fractured. Hope is silent, withdrawn. Brooke watches from the sidelines, horrified. Ridge continues to ask questions, quietly gathering information. Carter stands proud, confident. But there's a new tension in his eyes. Everyone senses something is off. And yet, the wedding is still set to happen. As guests begin to gather, whispers ripple through the room. The union of Hope and Carter was supposed to represent healing, growth, and the next chapter. But now it feels more like a funeral for what might have been. The air is heavy with unspoken truths, with unseen traps, and with love that's been stretched and twisted into something unrecognizable. Beth, innocent and unaware, is dressed in her flower girl dress. Liam remains in critical condition, hovering between life and death, unaware of the decisions being made in his name. The question now is whether Hope will go through with it. Will she marry Carter knowing the price? Knowing that he wants a child from a woman who doesn't love him? Knowing that she's not just giving up a chance at happiness, but making a long-term deal with a man who is fully aware of her emotional absence? Or will someone step in? Will Brooke speak up? Publicly challenge the ceremony? Will Ridge uncover enough to expose the truth before the vows are spoken? Will Liam wake up in time to change everything? What's clear is this. Hope's life is no longer her own. Every move she makes is dictated by fear, duty, and the long shadow of the past. She has become the sacrifice at the altar of stability. And now the show must decide, will she go through with the wedding or finally reclaim her right to choose love over obligation? This is the bold and the beautiful. And this is just the beginning. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you would do in Hope's shoes. Would you walk down that aisle? Or walk away before it's too late? Let's talk. Today, we will learn about the issue that's got the bold and the beautiful fans talking, and frankly, they've had enough. We're not just covering another love triangle or custody battle. No. This time it's about something deeper. Something more frustrating. Something that's driving longtime viewers up the wall. One word, destiny. If you've been tuning into the bold and the beautiful lately, chances are you've heard it over and over again. Destiny. Fate. Meant to be. And more often than not, it's coming straight out of Brooke Logan's mouth. For decades now, Brooke has insisted that Ridge Forrester is her destiny. Her one true love. Her soulmate. And while fans once swooned over the classic Brooke and Ridge saga, now the overwhelming reaction is, enough already. Let's get to the point. Brooke Logan, played by Katherine Kelly Lang, is a legend on the show. Her love affairs, rivalries, and reinventions have powered BNB for decades. But in recent years, her storyline has shrunk down to one repeating phrase, Ridge is my destiny. That phrase has become so overused, so recycled, that fans no longer see it as romantic. They see it as lazy. Brooke keeps fighting for a man who's never fully chosen her, and fans are starting to turn. The frustration isn't just with Brooke. It's with the writing. It's with the endless flashbacks. It's with the way the writers keep dragging the same story across years, like a broken record no one wants to change. On social media, viewers are vocal and they're not holding back. One fan posted, "The writers are drowning in that word. Find a new one. Your audience is tired." Another added, "We're so done with the lazy writing. Stop playing old clips." Are you that short on ideas? Let's talk about that. The flashbacks. Remember when the bold and the beautiful used to surprise us? When characters grew, moved on, or made shocking decisions? That sense of real momentum has slowed. Instead, we get montage after montage of Brooke and Ridge's past, their wedding in the forest, their candlelit embraces, their tearful reunions. Again and again. And it's not that those memories weren't meaningful. It's that the writers keep leaning on them instead of creating something new. Here's the reality fans are calling out. Brooke deserves better. Whether you're Team Brooke or not, one thing is clear. Watching her pine for a man who repeatedly chooses other women is painful. Ridge, played by Torsten Kay, has a long history of jumping back and forth, from Brooke to Taylor, from loyalty to betrayal. And every time he wrongs Brooke, she forgives him. Why? Because of destiny. Because of fate. But fans aren't buying it anymore. One viewer wrote, "Brooke will forgive Ridge for anything." Meanwhile, Ridge has the emotional range of a toaster. Why should she be crawling back to him? He should be the one begging. It's not romantic. It's regressive. In an age when soaps are slowly evolving, where women are leading empires, raising families, and calling the shots, Brooke's character arc feels stuck in reverse. Instead of growing from her mistakes or finding a fresh love, she's locked into a cycle that won't end. And viewers have had enough. Some are even calling for major shakeups. One tweet read, "Please, just put Brooke with someone else. Anyone. Let her move on and stop acting like Ridge is the only man who ever lived." Others are saying that if any couple needs to be broken up, it's not Brooke and Ridge, it's Finn and Steffy. Yes, that's right. Fans are turning their attention to Finn and Steffy, while Brooke and Ridge are stuck in emotional limbo. Finn, John Finnegan, and Steffy Forrester are doing what many fans see as nothing. Or worse, the same thing over and over. Passion. Bedroom scenes. Repeat. While the show once focused on Steffy as a powerhouse CEO with fire in her eyes, now she and Finn seem locked into a repetitive loop of domestic bliss that leaves little room for drama or growth. Viewers are starting to ask, why not shake them up? One fan vented online, "All Finn and Steffy do is jump in the sack. There's no substance left. Why not split them and give Brooke a real storyline?" Others agreed, noting that the show has lost the balance between romance and conflict, leaning too hard on nostalgia and not enough on risk. So where does that leave us? The audience is asking for evolution, for risk, for stories that go beyond the safe, familiar paths. Brooke doesn't need to keep talking about destiny. She needs to find a new one. Ridge needs to stop being treated like the prize at the end of a soap opera gauntlet. He's not. He's a man with flaws, secrets, and a record of betrayal that would sink most relationships. And if the writers insist on keeping Brooke and Ridge together, then at least give us a fresh reason. Show growth. Show change. Don't just rely on 20-year-old flashbacks and tired catchphrases. Because right now, destiny is becoming the most hated word in the BNB universe. Fans are saying it clearly. Stop the lazy storytelling. Stop recycling. Give us something bold. There are so many unexplored directions. Brooke could find a new love, maybe someone completely outside the Forrester circle. Maybe she launches a new company. Maybe she discovers a family secret that changes everything. Maybe she becomes the one who walks away from Ridge and doesn't look back. But to do that, the writers need to stop clinging to the past. Stop pretending that playing clips from 2005 is the same thing as telling a story. It's not. Viewers have evolved. The world has changed. The show must change too. Until then. Brooke will keep talking about destiny. Ridge will keep bouncing back and forth. And fans will keep hitting their limits. And here's one last message from a viewer that sums it all up. We love this show. That's why it hurts to see it stuck. Free Brooke. Shake up the couples. And please, for the love of all that is beautiful, stop saying destiny. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts below. Are you tired of Brooke and Ridge? Should the writers finally retire the word destiny? And which couple do you think needs to be broken up next? Let's talk.